Hi everybody. So the material I'm going to present to you today is wood. So this is a cross-section of a tree trunk. It is important to know the quote-unquote anatomy of wood because it can affect many factors when you're trying to draw it or render it. So there's bark, which is the protective layer of the tree, cambium, which is the live protective layer that heals damage done to the bark, or basically the tree in general. Sapwood, which is the younger wood, and it can tend to be lighter in color. Springwood, which are the lighter rings that start growing in the beginning of spring. And then there's the summerwood, which are the darker rings, and they grow in the summer. There is the heartwood, which is more resilient to decay, and sometimes it is darker. Knots or lesions, which note where a branch or a bud has fallen off. And then there is also the pith, which is at the very heart of the tree, and it is much softer than its surrounding heartwood. So here are the grains that are found in wood right now. Woodworkers must work accordingly to the grain of the wood, and as artists, we must do the same as well, because each grain has different properties and uses. I will go over like some of the common ones later. So there's straight, which is the most commonly used, commonly seen, and the most stable. Interlocked, which is mostly used in flooring. Spiral, which is used in structuring homes. Quilted, which is used in musical instruments and furniture. Fiddleback can be used in instruments. Bird's eye is mostly used for specialty items because it's pretty rare to find. And then there's curly, which is a commonly seen grain, but it's also one of the most hated because it is really difficult to work with because of its unevenness. Alrighty, so wood is separated into two categories. There's hardwoods, and then there's softwoods. The main difference is that hardwood comes from deciduous and softwood comes from evergreens. It doesn't necessarily mean that softwood is like mushy or anything, though it can be. It just means that hardwood is more dense and it has less pores than softwood does. So the most common ones in North America right now are maple, oak, cherry, mahogany, and walnut. Mahogany actually comes mostly from Africa and it's almost extinct, but it was used a lot back in the day. So it can be used in furniture, hardwood flooring, musical instruments, sport equipment, architecture, fuel, wine barrels, and containers. And then we have the softwoods. The most common ones are cypress, spruce, pine, and redwood. Softwoods are mostly used for furnitures or structures with intricate carvings because it is more porous. It is also used for paper pulp, printmaking, sculpting, housing structures, and basically any project that requires a huge quantity of wood because they grow really fast and they are maintainable in crops. Alright, so once you got the main grain alignment down and you've got everything you want to use the direction of it to your advantage when you are creating, I don't know, like your own furniture piece or a monster or, anything that's made out of wood. So this is because the placement of the grain, it affects the strength of the wood greatly because of the cellulose fibers, which is the wood itself, and the lignin, which is the stuff that holds it together in one piece. So the diagram on the left on the left, it's wrong because it is aligned vertically and it will destroy the lignin vertically and then it will just split. In the middle, it's the same case, only it's horizontally. And the very last one is correct because you want to align the grain so that it will distribute the weight evenly, and this has the tension equally separated, and it will have more stress on the cellulose fibers rather than the glue. So, all right. I hope that helped a bit. Okay. Thank you for listening.